Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel, Tominze. My name's Tomi and today we're looking a bit different. So I have like 20 minutes to film this. This is kind of gonna be a short video, but I had some stuff I had to vomit out on camera because I feel like this is actually pertinent to my YouTube channel and to my audience. So a while ago, I made a YouTube video about Wattpad and about like tropes and kind of like the truth about Wattpad, why I personally decided to stop reading Wattpad like religiously like I used to, and like why I decided to do that, some things that I thought were unhealthy about Wattpad, some things that I liked, just basically spilling all the tea about Wattpad. I'll link that video below or I'll put that in the iCard. But yeah, one of the books that I kind of mentioned was After, and I think I said a couple things about it, but I don't really remember what they were. But basically After was like this 3-series book that came out on Wattpad, and it was a fan fiction. It was One Direction fan fiction. And mind you, I don't really read fan fiction, but I read After, because if you were on Wattpad when you were 13 years old, we all read After. After was like a universal read. After a while, it got published and it became a movie. So we're at the movies. We're about to see After. I'm very excited. I first read these books when I was like 13 on Wattpad in like secondary school. I don't know what I'm expecting. I don't know if I'm excited like in a good way or in a bad way, or like I more so cannot believe that it's actually a movie until I see it. So yeah. And so I just came back from seeing After the movie. I had to react because I am so shook. It's just very nostalgic. Okay, some thoughts about After the book. Personally, for me, I didn't really read all 3. I only read 2 out of 3 of the books because I had a lot of issues with Tessa and Hardin's relationship. It was Harry Styles and then they changed the names to Hardin. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the bet because in the movie, the bet is handled very differently from how it is in the book. The bet was kind of, for me, the biggest thing. Because in the book, what Hardin does is kind of unforgivable. The bet was that he would make her fall in love with him and he would take her virginity, and then he had to bring the sheets, like the bloodied sheets, as proof. And in the books, I think he did that, but then he was like, oh, he actually fell in love with her, kind of like in the movie. But in the movie, it was more just to make her fall in love with him. And so in the books, she's like hurt and all that jazz, but then at the end of the day, she forgives him because like she forgives him. But in the movie, it was like a lot more open-ended. Like, first of all, the bet wasn't as terrible. Like, I mean, it wasn't good, but it wasn't as terrible. It was more so like he was dared to make her fall in love with him, and then he actually fell in love with her, and she doesn't forgive him. It just kind of ends at where he's apologizing, which makes me kind of happy because it could go any way. Movie time, movie review. The ending was good. I was happy with the ending because the ending did not glorify anything. It didn't justify anything. It just kind of ended and left the readers or the audience to kind of think about, and so many paths could have been taken. And even if you read the books, you kind of know what path was taken, but like it doesn't say, okay, she forgave him in the movie. And I think that was a smart choice. Smart, because we shouldn't be justifying those kind of things regardless of love and all these things. That's just like not okay. It's not okay to make a bet to make someone fall in love with you. It's just not. It's like, it's not. Now, the movie, I'm gonna describe it in one word, in one sentence. It wasn't bad, okay? The movie wasn't bad, and I'm really happy because it was so strange for me watching the movie. It had some parts where like the writing was a bit awkward and you could tell, like it just sounded strange when the character said it, because it was like, oh, okay, we're just gonna but like every movie has like a bit of awkward phrasing sometimes. So there were some parts where the characters would say things and it just sounded a bit weird in context, but that's cool. We're gonna talk about things I liked. One thing I also liked about the movie was the soundtrack. I actually liked the soundtrack. I thought the soundtrack was pretty good. Now this movie had so many close-ups, and there were so many close-ups of like their eyes, of their lips. 50% of this movie was like close-ups and breathing, like them breathing from proximity, from being really close to each other and about to kiss. It was just like them breathing. I was like, why am I watching people breathe? I thought it was weird how they got together, but once they were together, I was like, okay, this is a cute relationship. Like, I don't hate this. I can actually, maybe I don't stand, but I don't hate. But like them getting together was such a weird and awkward process. It was just weird. In the trailer, it looks like so cohesive and so like the lines seem good. Like the part where she's like, oh, I'm not playing this game anymore.
I'm done playing this game.
Oh, I like this girl.
But in the movie, I don't know, it felt weird. Or the part where he was like, something about dreaming.
What are you dreaming about?
Where I was like, why is she dreaming about him? Why? Like, why? You've met each other for like 2 days and you're dreaming about him. How can... When I meet people, I can't even remember their name 2 days after I meet them, and she's dreaming about him. It was definition of insta love. Definition. And like, that's such a Wattpad trope, but it's different on Wattpad because on Wattpad you kind of expect it, but in a movie it was just weird to see that in translation. And I can't lie, half of the movie I was just laughing. I was laughing because it was so Wattpad-y and I could feel the Wattpad dripping from the movie. It was like so Wattpad infused. Also, I have a milkshake because milkshake. I heard some of the actors are getting some hate, which is really sad because they were given this huge mantle that would have like fulfilled no one. Like, let's be real. Once you have a book and you turn into a movie, anybody who's read the book will never be satisfied with the movie. You just can't, because a movie is a whole different experience from reading a book. A book, it leaves you to your imagination. You can create anything, and in some ways you could say a book is more like creative for readers, but a movie is like the actor has to make it their own. You're not leaving anything up to like reader imagination. It's the actor that has all the mantle and all the work to do. So those are my thoughts on like the hate they're getting. I don't think they deserve hate. I was never like a huge fan of the after books. Like, I had to stop after 2 books because I couldn't continue with like that. But I thought that the movie was a good job. Like, I thought the movie did a good job at making it a cute movie, a cute little like YA movie or whatever. And still trying to stay true to Harden and Tessa's relationship. One really cute scene, one scene that actually made me like almost stan Harden and Tessa, almost, was the scene where they're running in the library and they're running away from the security guard. I thought that was really cute. I was like, oh, cute, adorable, you know, all that stuff you feel. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the After movie. Like, it's a big deal. If you were 13 years old reading After on Wattpad, this movie is a big deal. I was like teary because it was so weird for me to believe that like this book had become a movie. It was so strange. It was surreal. So I guess I want to congratulate Anna Todd. That's a big deal, from Wattpad writer to, you know, having your book become a movie. That's huge. I'll see you guys in my next video. I don't know when that'll be, but I love you guys.